new study from Tel Aviv University reveals that bats also resort to isolation, which can assist in preventing mass contagion. The COVID-19 pandemic has introduced us to expressions like lockdown, isolation, and social distancing, which became part of social contact all over the world. Now it appears that bats also maintain social distancing, which might help prevent the spread of contagious diseases in their colonies. In a new study published in the journal Annals of the New York Academy of Science, researchers from Tel Aviv University demonstrate that sick bats, just like ill humans, prefer to stay away from their communities, probably as means of recovery and possibly also as a measure for protecting others. The study monitored two colonies of Egyptian fruit bats, one living in an enclosure and the other in its natural environment. To examine the behavior of bats when they get sick, the researchers injected several bats in each group with a bacteria-like protein, thereby stimulating their immune response without generating any real danger to the bats. Tests revealed symptoms such as a high fever, fatigue, and weight loss, and the ill bat's behavior was tracked with GPS. The researchers discovered that the sick bats chose to keep away from the colony. In the first group, they left the bat cluster of their own accord and kept their distance. In the second group, the ill bats likewise moved away from the other bats in the colony and also stayed in the colony and did not go out in search of food for 2 successive nights. The researcher explained that this social distancing behavior is probably caused by the need to conserve energy by avoiding the energy-consuming social interactions in the group. However, this behavior can also protect the group and prevent the pathogen from spreading within the colony. Moreover, the fact that sick bats don't leave the cave prevents the disease from spreading to other colonies. The researcher says that the bat's choice to stay away from the group is highly unusual for these animals. Normally, these bats are extremely social creatures, living in caves in very crowded conditions. The study's findings suggest that the likelihood of bats passing pathogens to humans under regular conditions is very low, because sick bats tend to isolate themselves and stay in the cave. The researchers say that they observed that during illness, bats choose to stay away from the colony and don't leave the cave and thus avoid mixing with other bats. This suggests that in order to encounter a sick bat, people must actually invade the bats' natural environment or eliminate their habitats. In other words, if we protect them, they will also protect us.